Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an article titled, Are You the Man She Wants or the One She'll Settle For? And guys, this article is written by a guy who is a dating coach. And I went through this article a couple times, as I usually do, and hands down, I agree with pretty much every single thing this guy says, except for one minor little detail about something which I'll point out. But aside from that, this guy knows his shit, okay? And so this whole thing goes into basically, hey, you don't want to be the guy that she settles for, whether it be simply in a dating situation, relationship situation, and marriage, if you even do that, even though I tell you guys not to do it. And guys, here's the thing. By and large, most of the guys that follow me in this channel are into somewhere between pump and dump, they're into hookups and nothing more, to guys that are married. Okay, so this will be an interest to a lot of you guys that follow me. Now, I know I got a bunch of you guys also. They're the hardcore MGTOW boys, and you have no interest in women. That's it. You're done. You know, the entire Dallas Cowboys cheerleading squad could show up on your doorstep tomorrow and wanting to have an orgy, and you guys would tell them to get off your property. That's how hardcore you guys are. But you can listen to this. You may hear a few things that you'll agree with and so forth because you've obviously been through it. But again, for a lot of you guys that do relationships, dating, pickup, this will help you out. So definitely listen here. He covers things that I've mentioned in other videos and also some things I haven't brought up yet. But I'll point out along the way because it's definitely worth listening to. Okay, so it starts off saying, it's a story as old as time. Attractive young women feel on top of the world. Then she hits one or major turning points, such as her existing relationship ends and she feels lonely. She faces financial hardships as a single person. She feels herself getting older and isn't receiving the same amount of male attention that she used to. She feels pressure to have kids before it's too late. What's a girl going to do? She meets this new guy. He's not exactly her idea of a leading man, but he checks enough boxes to make it worth a try. She's not super attracted to him, but he's not disgusting either. She decides he's a safe choice. He's a smart choice. She's thinking with her brain and not necessarily her heart when she finally decides to settle. Relationships where one or both parties settle are often filled with resentment, disrespect, communication gaps, and a lack of intimacy. And when someone isn't being fulfilled by their connection, they eventually seek fulfillment elsewhere. Whether that's through substances, material possessions, or another lover. In other words, guys, you don't want to be the one that they settle for. But what I've read so far, does this sound familiar? Does this sound familiar in the different personal stories I've read from guys that have shared their stories and asked me questions through email or different articles? They nailed it. The woman's getting older. The guys don't want her like they used to. Biological clock's going off. She needs some money, some financial assistance, whatever happens to be. It's time to settle. And she can pick a nice guy out a mile away, a marriage material guy, and goes for that guy. He meets enough that she can go for, and that's that. And do you think in any way, shape, or form when she settles that she treats the guy that she settles with the same way that she would treat the guy that'd be her first choice, or second choice, or third choice? Not a chance in hell. No way. Okay? And oftentimes those marriages, they get married and everything starts all nice in the honeymoon period, but not long after, usually a couple years, sometimes 1 year, all of a sudden the sex is hardly ever, or pretty much never happens. She puts on 10, 20, 30, 40, 100 pounds. She stops dressing like she used to. She chops her hair, does the mom cut. All these things. Starts treating the guy like crap because she's obviously miserable. All these things. Does that sound like an ideal situation? So pay attention to these things, guys. Pay attention to what I'm going to read here so that if you do get married, because I got guys in here that are going to get married regardless of the warnings I give them, pay attention here that you don't be that guy that she settles for and you're in that shitty situation. Or if you guys dating and pick up and all that, don't do these things he's going to tell you not to do so that you're not, again, just someone she's like, and just settles for it if somebody else comes along. All right? Got to make that clear. So it goes on. And so the question remains, how do you make sure you're first choice material and not somebody's backup plan? What women really want in a man? The simple answer to the question above, confidence. Yes, the elusive quality that every woman says they're looking for in a man. Guys think that equates to being aloof, emotionally distant, and kind of an asshole. But those are just insecurities posing as confidence. That's the one area I call bullshit on. Here's the deal. There's a lot of guys that are simply just introverts. They're not people, okay? I'm like that. In spite of me talking here and doing the videos, when I finish this video and I'm going to go over to the gym over there, because I like to do this in the middle of the day before I'm going to go do a workout, because I got clients in the morning. I'm not a social butterfly. I keep to myself, because let's be honest here, I'm not a people person. I think most people are a pain in the ass, okay? But I can have a great time with people that I enjoy being with, and some people have called me before aloof or kind of emotionally distant. Now, some people watch this may say, well, you are an asshole, SSM. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But that's not an issue of insecurities. I'm just not a people person. I keep to myself a lot of the time. And a lot of guys are like that. All right. What a woman really values in a guy is a guy who values himself. A guy who has standards and specific qualities he looks for in a partner. A guy who wants someone who would generally respect him and will be excited to invest back in him. A guy that isn't going to settle for just anyone. A high-value guy, a high-status guy who has options, he's not going to just settle for just any woman that comes along. She's going to have to prove herself to him. But notice, most guys do the opposite. Most guys are the ones proving themselves to women. Guys, you don't have to prove shit, okay? Make yourself a prize, and they'll do the proving to you. Believe me, they'll chase and pursue you because they want you. You don't have to do any chasing or pursuing. All you got to do is, when they're obviously making it obvious they like you, set the date. Show up, hang out, and play your cards right, and you'll get laid. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Done. Or go into a relationship if that's what you want. Women want men who have options. They want to feel like they actually have to earn your approval. Not that they just got it because they are hot or that you are lonely. They have to feel like they could lose you if you're not getting the connection you desire. Women got to know, guys, that if they piss you off, they disrespect you, they stop treating you the way that they did in the beginning that attracted you to them in the first place, you can walk. Like that. They need to know you're going to walk away. Because that way then, they'll respect you because you respect yourself. Women aren't going to love you in their version of love if they don't respect you. This is one of many reasons I tell you guys, don't get married, don't move in with a woman. Because once you're married, you're locked in. You think you can just walk away and tell her to take a hike like that if you're married? Not a chance. Or if you're living together, you think you can walk away, but she's still in your place. But if you're a single guy, you're successful, you're dating other women, you got your own place, and the woman that you are, let's just say it's your girlfriend you're exclusive with, and she is just being disrespectful or rude or just pulling some shit, you walk. End of story. You're out of there. And she knows you can do it because you're not stuck in the same place. You're not attached to her legally like a marriage. And you can replace her ass like that. You don't say that, but she knows it. And you're going to get the best treatment because she's going to respect you because you have that high status and you respect yourself. You don't tolerate shit from anybody. You value yourself. And yes, guys, I'm doing a lot of talking here, but I'm pointing all this stuff out along the way that needs to be said to help you guys out. It comes down to how you presenting yourself. Are you showing her that you want her or that you need her? When you're needy and seeking validation, you will never be her first choice. You can't hide your neediness by memorizing lines or playing games. The truth will always reveal itself. And they can see through the bullshit, guys. I'm telling you right now. Guys that are successful and have status and are catch, they don't seek validation from anybody, and they sure as hell aren't needy. You have to lead with behaviors that show that you value you. You have to act congruent with who you really are and what you want. You have to prioritize your happiness first. Let me read that again, guys. You have to prioritize your happiness first. In other words, you put yourself first. Okay? I've told you before, nice guys always put what they want last. And nice guys finish last. The bad boys or the high status guys, they put what they want first. Everybody else is afterwards, and women are usually at the bottom of the list. And notice who gets all the women. It's not necessarily to be mean. It's that their priorities, their interests, their goals, their purpose comes first before anything. My purpose, my businesses come before anything. No one's going to get in the way of that. That's the only way to develop a mindset of true confidence and never be the guy women will settle for again. Pay attention, guys. Goes on, the man women want versus who they settle for. Now, this is when this guy is going to throw in scenarios where he's going to say, he'll have a little paragraph and he'll say, this is the one they go for, the first choice, and then he'll say something, and this is the one they settle for. Little scenarios to help you guys see where I'm talking about here. Here are some scenarios to differentiate first choice behavior versus backup plan guy. All right. He expresses his boundaries. My time is important to me, to a woman who constantly cancels on him and never commits to a date. He walks away. If he tried 2 or 3 times to meet up and she hasn't followed through, that's the first choice guy. In other words, if she's blowing him off and jerking around, he walks. He's done. He never looks back. That's it. On the other hand, listen to this. For the guy who's the backup, he always says, no problem, when are you free next? And is available whenever she decides to invest in him, if ever. He continues to chase women who are distant. He may even resort to emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, or intimidation to try and get her to invest in him. That's what the backup guy does. Next scenario, this is the guy who's the first choice of women. He flirts with women he likes over text and in person from the start of the connection. He creates physical contact and goes for kisses on dates. He shows interest because he wants an intimate connection and will then see if that woman wants the same. He's the first choice. In other words, he goes for it. Okay? He's flirting from the get-go and with other women. Okay? He leads things in the direction that he wants to. He goes for the kiss. He doesn't, fumble around and try to have her do it first. Now we're going to have the situation from the guy who's the backup plan, the nice guy. He doesn't flirt or create physical contact because he's ashamed women may put off his sexuality and they'll reject him. Low confidence. He instead acts like a friend and waits for a woman to make a move or show interest. That's the nice guy. That's the backup plan. This is the guy that wants the woman to lead. This is the guy that's unsure of himself, doesn't go in for the kiss, doesn't escalate things to the bedroom, and wants her to do it because he's unsure of himself. That's a turnoff. That's what the nice guy does. That's what the backup guy does. Next one. Here's a scenario where the first choice guy does. He uses his personality, actions, and conversations to build romantic connections with new women. Now here's the backup. He uses money, gifts, or his status to build romantic connections with new women. He believes he needs these external things for someone to like him. In other words, he's going down the beta male provider route. I have all these things, and I'm going to use them to get her to like me, not my personality, not who I am. Okay? Yes, these things can aid you in helping women notice you. They certainly help. But ultimately, the first choice guys are the ones who they go for their personality, their confidence, their drive, and the guys that can't escalate things to the bedroom. Another first choice scenario. He authentically compliments women only when they've shown something valuable or interesting about themselves. The backup guy. He compliments women regardless of whether they've earned it. He starts his online dating messages by showering women with praise and gives endless compliments on dates to earn their favor. What I tell you about compliments and validation, this is nice guy central, okay? Putting her on the pedestal, kissing her ass, compliments. The other guy, the guy that she wants, the first choice guy, he'll give it once she's earned it. And even then, it's sparingly. Next scenario for the first choice guy. He's willing to disagree and share different or even controversial opinions. He engages in healthy debate and conflict. In other words, he is who he is. He's not going to change his opinions or views just to make her happy. Or say things that he thinks that she'll agree with to help his game with her. No. He is who he is, whether she likes it or not. It doesn't mean he's a dick about it, but he's just, whatever subject may be. On the other hand, the nice guy, the backup plan, watch what he does. He always agrees with women or doesn't speak up when they have different perspectives. He hides anything that may cause tension or conflict. Next one for the first choice guy. He pushes himself to try new things and create connections with various people. He has an active social life and invests time in many people close to him. End of story. What I tell you guys, have a good social life. Try new things. Enjoy yourself. Life is short. Have lots of friends. Do things with your buddies. Be interesting. That's what the first choice guy does. Now watch the backup guy. The backup guy, he has little to no hobbies and makes dating his main source of socializing. When he meets women, he spends the vast majority of time with her and doesn't prioritize existing friendships or connections. That's the backup guy, the nice guy, the guy with limited options. He makes the woman his world. He makes the woman his purpose. He drops all his friends. He drops his hobbies. He spends as much time with her. See what I'm talking about? You don't do that. They want the guy that has a life, that has friends, that has hobbies, that's interesting. Do those things. Again, guys, do this stuff for yourself to have an interesting, fun life, but also by doing these things, it'll attract women. You'll be the first choice. You won't be the guy they settle for. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have done some of these mistakes. Don't beat yourself up about it. Some of these mistakes he's talking about, the backup guy does. I did them when I was younger. I didn't know any better, but I've learned. And now I'm trying to help you guys. Next one for the first choice guy. He conveys his boundaries in the moment when he is feeling disrespected or talked down to. He uses honest, direct communication and does not secretly hold on to grudges. The weak guy, the backup guy, he keeps quiet when his boundaries are crossed and lets women walk all over him. He harbors resentment and may blow up in rage down the line when he can't take it anymore. In other words, the first choice guy, the status guy, he doesn't tolerate any shit. And if there's any BS, he'll call her on it right then and there. Doesn't make a difference whether they're at home or they're out. He doesn't tolerate crap. You shouldn't tolerate disrespect. Meanwhile, the nice guy, the backup guy, he'll take it like a little whipped puppy. Next scenario for the first choice guy. He is still open to meeting other women until he's made an exclusive commitment with someone. He understands that his best path is to keep his options open until he's sure of who he wants to be with. In other words, this guy isn't easily sold. It takes time to get this guy. This guy takes his time because he realizes, hey, I'm a catch. I'm not going to just easily settle for anybody that just shows up at my place, because guys like this have plenty of options with women. They take their time. Meanwhile, as I'm going to flip the page here, and you're going to see that probably the backup guy will take anything he can get. The backup guy says he immediately stops trying or even considering connecting with new women once he's interested in someone. He gets tunnel vision even if that person might not be right for him or more fulfilling opportunities present themselves. In other words, like I said, the first choice guy, the successful guy, he's dating multiple women. He doesn't just go on one day with one woman and then drops everybody else to date her. He's dating multiple women, getting the best deal for himself. What I tell you, that he's putting his needs first, himself first, okay? And so the woman then knows he's dating other women because he should be honest with her about that to prevent any drama. And she knows she has competition. And if she wants him, guess what? She's going to be on her best behavior. And by her knowing he's dating multiple women, it shows that guess what? He's in high demand. He has high SMV, sexual market value, and therefore that's going to make her more attracted to him. It's a win-win. Next one, for the first choice guy, he is unashamed that a strong sexual connection is a priority to him in an intimate relationship. He expresses his desires in the bedroom and tries to have regular, healthy level of sex. Now the backup guy. He doesn't talk about sex or move towards sex often. When he does have sex, he doesn't open up about what turns him on or try things with his new partner. He settles for less sex than he desires out of fear of turning a woman off or losing her altogether. Right there, that word, fear. The backup guy, the nice guy, the guy they settle for a lot of times, fear is the name of the game. While the first choice guy, there is no fear. First choice guy goes for what he wants, always, outside the bedroom and in the bedroom. Backup guy, nice guy, doesn't go for what he wants, and he's in fear. Don't be that guy. Next one, first choice guy. He regularly invites women on dates back to his place, or tries to move things to theirs. He knows that intimacy will only happen in a more private setting. Backup guy, he spends multiple interactions or dates, never suggesting going back to a more private place. He wants things to progress, but won't push it in case he hears no. back to fear. He doesn't want to hear no, so he doesn't push things along. Guys, you have to be the ones to escalate things. You need to lead things towards the bedroom. Sure, it's cool that a woman grabs you and just drags you back to her room or back to her place. Sure. Or she just shows up at your place with a trench coat on, nothing underneath, and a bottle of wine or whatever, and you know what's going to happen. But generally speaking, you got to be the one to push things along. The backup guy, the nice guy, is not going to do that, and she'll get frustrated, and that'll be that. The bad boy, or the successful guy, he's going to move things along right away. First choice guy, he's not afraid to lead with women and go after what he wants. If someone objects, he finds another way to compromise or he moves on. First choice guy goes for what he wants. You go for what you want. The backup guy, he lets women lead with whatever they want, even if it goes against his own needs. He just takes it when he doesn't get what he desires. He resorts to controlling behavior. See what I mean? First choice guy, he puts his needs first. He takes charge. Women want guys that take charge. They want a leader. The feminine ones. The masculine women, they want to lead, and you don't want them anyway. So be the leader. And if it turns the woman off, she's obviously masculine. She's obviously probably feminist. Move on. You're going to encounter them, guys. It's just how it is. It's a numbers game. Next one, for the first choice guy, he maintains his healthy friendships and will not forego them for a new woman. You never drop your buddies for a new woman, ever. These are your brothers. You stick with them, okay? They're going to be with you forever, unless, occasionally some are jackasses, but generally speaking, they're your true friends. They're your brothers. Don't compromise them. Now, let's see what the nice guy does. The nice guy or the backup guy, how predictable. He readily drops existing friendships simply because a woman wants him to herself or doesn't want him spending much time with other people. How many guys have done that? How many guys have made the mistake that they think, oh, she loves me so much that she wants to have me all to herself. And, ooh, I feel so good about this. I'm going to drop all my buddies who've been there for years and years, if not forever. No. Your buddies are your brothers. You don't ever drop them for anybody, especially a woman. Last one for the first choice guy. He maintains his independent interests and is unashamed of them. The backup guy, his interests all become her interests, and he loses his sense of independence. Women want a guy who's interesting, that does a lot of things, interesting life, and all that. They don't want a guy that has nothing going on for him, no interest, no hobbies, or anything like that. That makes him boring. And they sure as hell don't want a guy that will just drop everything for her. And believe me, women are going to test. Even if she really is into you, she may try to get you to spend less time with your friends, spend less time doing your hobbies and interests, just to see if she can get you to cave. Women test all the time, guys. Shit tests, okay? You don't do that, ever. You don't drop your hobbies, you don't drop your friends, any of that stuff. Because I guarantee a lot of times it's a test. And if you fail that test, it's going to turn her off, and there's going to be more tests. And eventually, you're toast. So the article finishes saying, the steps you now take towards self-independence will write the story for you. You have the power to never be a guy a girl settles for, and in turn, you'll never have to settle either. Even when you feel desperate, even when you feel needy, you just have to flip the script. Decide to act with an abundance mentality, even if it's not there yet. Will bring you more abundance with the right people. So there you go, guys. I thought that was an excellent article, and with the exception of that little thing I disagree with in the beginning, this guy really, hit the nail on the head. So for you guys, again, that do dating, pickup, relationships, hookups, pump and dump, whatever, if you didn't read the article, study it, it will help you out. And if you're the guy that's been doing a lot of those things that obviously the backup guy does, you got to stop him. Okay, you stop doing that shit, things will improve for yourself. And also, have some self-respect. No self-respecting guy is going to just stop all the things he enjoys to supposedly make just some chick happy. You're out of your goddamn mind. So, alright guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below, let me know what you think about this, and be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.